taking the early, Fred Van Vliet, Ron Baker represent the Shockers on the floor. Head coach Greg Marshall is here. Number one seeded Shockers will play in the semifinals tomorrow against the winner of Illinois State, Missouri State. Going to ask Coach Marshall to give a statement on the game. Then we'll go to questions for just the three student athletes. Greg, please.
Well, I thought once we got Ballantyne to miss a couple shots, you know, we were in much better shape. He was incredible. But we had, and we started getting some loose balls and some steals about midway through the first half, which helped us get the 10-point lead at halftime, and then great lockdown defense in the second half. So just proud to be moving on.
First question is right in the center.
Fred, can you talk about the backside defense at the rim and how much that helps you guys out front when you've got those shot blockers back there behind you, 11 of them today, new tournament record. How much easier does it make your job defensively with those guys back there?
It makes it very easy, and for the defense, we want to play against them. They're a rhythm team, so we want to extend our pressure and disrupt their rhythm a little bit. So the counter to that for them is just to drive the ball and attack us right at the point of attack. And having Kadeem back there and CJ really helped tonight, especially. And it's been that way all season when we want to extend pressure. Got to have some erasers back there.
For all three, I'm Bob Lutz, Wichita Eagle. Are you born to be an unselfish basketball player? Is that something that's instilled in you as you, over time, coached into you?
Ron, we're going to start with you and go that way.
For me, that's kind of just how I was raised, be an unselfish individual. When I got here, that's what we're all about. I don't know if that was luck or destiny, whatever you want to call it, but this team is very unselfish, and if we continue to play like that, I like our chances.
I think it has to be in your nature a little bit. Like you said, you know, he was raised that way, and then when you get a group of guys together that are all unselfish, you know, it's contagious. So maybe if not all 15 are, you know, maybe if you have 10, you know, it'll carry over to the rest of the 5. I'm not saying that that's how it is for us, but everybody's that way, and it's contagious, and it just breeds more unselfishness.
Yeah, I think both of my teammates hit the pin on the head when they said it has to be in your nature a little bit. And I feel like I'm a scorer, but at the same time, I love to see my teammates do good. And we all got that same vibe and want to see each other just prosper and do good for the whole team. So we go out there and make it happen.
Right in the back.
Matt Jones, Fox Sports. Coach, do you...
No, hold up, whoa. Just the three student athletes right now. Right back there, David.
Mike Reeves with AP Radio. For any of the players, I know that this is the first time I've had a chance to see you guys and talk to you. The whole streak, the record, is the focus at all being taken away by all that stuff, or is it still just one game at a time when you guys go out to play? How's the focus been as each game has progressed?
Ron, then Fred.
As far as like our streak, as far as being 32-0, when we got to St. Louis, that 31-0 is out the door. We wanted to focus on this weekend, one game at a time, just like we have all season. Our objective, just like any other team here, is to win on Sunday. But we got to go one day at a time.
Yeah, I think Ron said it perfectly. Our new streak is 1-0, so 31 is done. I mean, obviously it's still there, but for us, our mindset is trying to get these 3. And we got 1, you know, can't get to 3 without getting 2, so that's what our focus is, and we'll try to get that one tomorrow.
Left-hand side.
Gold Sports Radio 1410 in Wichita. Fred, it looked like you got banged up, a little bit slow getting up at one point in time, and what transpired there, and how are you feeling?
I think I just tried to get a rebound or a loose ball, and I just fell straight on my back, but I'm fine.
Anything else for the student athletes? Okay, we're going to the back again.
Jake Schlegel, Sports or Cake TV in Wichita. For any three of you guys get so many and ones. Do you guys practice that in practice, or I mean that's a huge key to the game today? Just how many and ones you got, Fred, with your three there when you fell back and.
Anthony, that's yours.
Oh, we don't get any foul calls in practice, you know, so
I was gonna say.
it's like I'm trying to make the basket regardless because I feel like I might not get the foul call. So sometimes you get lucky and get the foul call and the ball goes in the basket, and we just are happy for that.
There's not a line item for our referees in practice in our budget.
Anything else for the student athletes of Wichita State? All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll dismiss you.
Thanks, guys.
Have your post-game snack.
Go get us
We'll
a
stay here with Coach
shower.
Marshall a while longer. And first question with Fox Sports, and we'll go here in the aisle.
Yeah, Coach, starting in the last couple of games of the regular season and now, have you felt a more intense sort of national media glare? And if you have, has it mattered at all to your players, or are you able to sort of not think about that?
You know, it's been like that for a month or 6 weeks. It hasn't just been the last couple of weeks, but I think you can tell by these guys that just left. I mean, they're very stoic, they're very matter-of-fact, they're very steadfast in what they want to accomplish, and I don't think it's affected them that much at all. I really don't.
With all the success you've had, never a player who's averaged 15 points. The last guy to shoot 20 shots in a game, that was 3 years ago. Is that, as I asked the players, is that instilled in them by you, or are they just naturally unselfish like that?
I think they're unselfish, but I don't tell good players to pass on good shots. So we share the basketball, and when it's your turn to shoot and you're open, I want you to shoot it. And in fact, I get upset with them when they don't. So I don't. But I think they've got character for sure, and we've talked about this before. But maybe they sacrifice a little bit individually for the overall good. But at this point, who's to argue with when everybody's not getting their just rewards?
Right here.
Calvin May, the Associated Press in St. Louis. Coach, how huge have your fans been backing your team up?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
How huge have your fans been backing your team up?
How huge?
Have the fans been?
Oh, yeah, we have an unbelievable fan base. And, I mean, you see how many Shocker fans are out there. Shocker Nation has always traveled well. I mean, when we went to Maui a couple years ago, other than Kentucky, which undoubtedly travels the best, and perhaps Michigan State, and, getting out of Michigan during the winter is somewhat like getting out of Wichita. These folks really travel well. And we go to Maui with several hundred, probably 300 or 400. The Cats had a couple of thousand, and Michigan State was the same. But after that, everyone else was less than 100. This crowd out here was incredible. I mean, they were loud. They were really loud. They were loud last night. They were at the play-in game, or whatever you call that Thursday first round game. They were there. They were loud then. So, and I'm sure there are people in their cars right now driving to get here for tomorrow. So it's. These fans are unbelievable, and they deserve this type of run that we've had because they've been there. Bob wrote a great article or piece with some of the other Eagle writers about the decades that they've gone through at Wichita State, and the 90s weren't great at all. In fact, they were bad. And Mark Turgeon got it going back in 2000. So, but they've stuck with us through thick and thin. They were there my first year when we weren't very good.
Right here in the aisle.
Greg, can you talk, you used the term lockdown defensive effort in the second half. Can you expound on that a little bit? It seemed like all five guys were really playing extremely well together, but in particular those guys in the back were erasing everything.
Yeah, Kadeem Colby was tremendous at the back line there. He didn't even play 20 minutes. He blocked 6 shots. So he's really getting his timing down. At one point in the year he was a little awkward with his timing. He was fouling. It was cumbersome. He did not look fluid, but now he's really looking good back there as a rim deterrent. I thought Cotton was really good. You just have to give DJ Ballantyne credit. He hit some incredible shots. When you can score with the defense that he was seeing tonight, you can score, and he's a big time scorer. It's only going to get better. I'm not looking forward to that, but I thought we defended real well all night.
Next two questions are right here on the left.
Greg Rick Pauley, Wichita Eagle. He partly asked a question about Kai's defense on Ballantyne, but was part of the strategy to keep Ballantyne off the line? Because Cotton was talking about how if he gets the line, then he really gets going, and he's going to get his points off.
Big
shots.
key for us with keeping Ballantyne off the line. He go 14 times last night, I think. He scored 30, so he's averaging 30.5 points in the tournament. But at least we held him to 6 free throws, and that's a key, and it should be a key because he gets so much focus. And he scores a lot of points, but we didn't want to go for the shot fakes. They're a team that really likes to use head and shot fakes. So I just thought we did a good job on him. But again, he gets credit for being a great scorer because he scored through and over that defense.
Brian Burwell, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Greg, I would imagine that just by your job description, you have to nitpick, even though you guys are winning all the time. But what satisfies you from game to game about this team? What is it that they do that you go, okay, I'm happy with that?
It's a great point, Brian. We actually pick our spots to nitpick and to get after them. And there's been, in the last 3 weeks, there's been at least one video session that was not real pleasant. But I don't do it every game. When they're feeling so good about themselves, we certainly talk to them during the game. We coach them during the game. I mean, my assistant coaches are getting on them and encouraging them when they do well and telling them when they don't do well. So you really don't need a whole lot of video study because they get coached in the moment. But we do that from time to time. I love how this team goes about their business and their approach. It's just how resolute they are in just next challenge. Let's get the game plan. How do you guys want us to defend this screen, this cut? And they just do it. They're really, really focused and locked in with the next challenge, and that's how you win 32 in a row. I mean, I don't care what league you're in. It's hard to do because especially when you go on the road, those other teams want to win. They want to party and they want to get it going. They want a court storm, but they've not allowed that thus far.
We are under 4 minutes to go. Next question's right here.
Colleen Thomas, Evansville Korean Press. You mentioned you want to keep DJ out of the line, but whose task was it to keep him out of the paint?
Mostly Takel Cotton. Takel gets the yeoman's majority of that work, but I thought Ron Baker did it well at times. Evan Wessel did it well at times. So you can't have one guy guard him. He plays 39 minutes a game, and I don't know what happened to him. I asked him after the game if he was okay, and he assured me that he was, because I've got a lot of respect for him. But it looked like he was cramping. I hope it wasn't a sprained ankle or a knee. It looked like he was cramping, and to play the way he played for that long, you'd be superhuman not to cramp. So, we ran fresh bodies at him, and maybe that had an effect. He could have gone for 40.
Straight back, Greg.
Hi, Craig Slager, TBS TNT. How is the personality and identity of this team different from last year's Final Four team?
I think just a little more focused, a little more steadfast. Last year's team was maybe a little tougher physically. This team scores it better, but last year's team, especially, and this could be part of the problem with the personnel, because Ron Baker was out for 21 games, Carl Hall was out for 7 games. When you don't have those guys, you're not quite as good a coach. And there were some nights, even against Evansville last year, where we just didn't play well. But this year's team has stayed healthy, and we have a great focus and mindset of the next game, the next challenge.
On the right-hand side.
It's Randy Kindred from the Pantograph in Bloomington. I know you don't know who you're playing yet tomorrow, but if it's Illinois State, what's some of the keys against them, just based on the first 2 times you played them?
Illinois State, if we play them, you've got to beat their pressure, and you've got to play against the zone. You've got to attack the zone well, inside out, and you just got to guard them. They've got a lot of guys that can score. They're a little more balanced than Evansville. So you just got to guard them. You got to kind of keep them out of rhythm, and hopefully they don't shoot it quite as well as DJ did tonight.
Okay, Greg, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Wing and Marty Simmons, the head coach. We're going to ask Coach Simmons for a statement on the game, then we'll have questions for just the 2 student athletes. Marty, please.
Well, it was a tough game, just like we thought. Proud of our guys. Thought we battled. It's like we talked about yesterday. I mean, they're a difficult team to play against. You got to take care of the basketball, and they did a good job of knocking it loose. They're so physically strong, and they play so hard. I mean, they're just a very difficult team to play against. We certainly wish them good luck.
Questions right here.
DJ, cramps, groin, what did you?
A hip pointer is what they.
Oh, a hip pointer
is what they told me.
Okay. Good question. You didn't get to the free throw as much as you like, but did you? I mean, you pretty well got through those. Were they just fighting through those screens to stay with you, stay guarding? What?
They do a great job of packing the defense in, and also Tequila is a terrific defender, and he knows not to let me get easy shots going, getting going at the free throw line. So I think they did a really good job of packing the paint in, so I couldn't get to the line to get fouled.
Straight back in the right.
Ryan Brashler from WEHT in Evansville. Adam, you spent a lot of time in the paint, but so did a lot of their defenders. What were they doing specifically that was making it so difficult for you guys in the middle?
I didn't hear the last part of the question.
What were they doing defensively to make it so difficult for you guys in the paint?
They got a bunch of big guys, so I know their coaches are teaching them to crash every single time, and part of that is a little undersized in the post there, but that's not an excuse. We just didn't get the job done.
Back here in the front.
DJ, was that an injury you had coming in, or is that just something you heard?
It just happened when I drove into the lane.
You got knocked down?
Yes.
Okay.
DJ, obviously 31 points is a big night for you, but you kind of went quiet there early in the second half. What did they do defensively on you there?
I don't know. Not much. It wasn't much different in the first half. It just, I should have, started aggressively like I'd been doing the first half, and they kind of went to a full court press, which they tried to slow the game down, and other guys had other opportunities to score. So it was just, just nothing really much different.
Mike Reeves, AP Radio, for both gentlemen. Given that you play NCAA basketball, and you know how hard it is to win. Just could you comment a little bit on what it is that you've seen Wichita State accomplish and how difficult that must be as you see from your perspective what it is that they've done?
Adam, you first.
Well, Wichita State, they're a great team. Everybody knows what they do well. We knew we had our hands full coming into it, but our mindset was just trying to play hard, win each 4-minute segment at a time, but unfortunately, we didn't get it done.
It's fantastic to see what they're doing right now. And not many teams in history have done, 32-0 right now, and I think that one of the, if not the best team out there. If people say they don't deserve a number 1 seed going into the NCAA tournament, I think that's silly. So they really deserve it. A very good team.
DJ, with the shot blockers that they've got back there, does that allow their perimeter defenders to be more aggressive, knowing they've got a lot of help behind them?
Definitely. With Colby, Lefferly down there, they're just extremely talented, athletically and, great shot blockers. And so when they pressure up top, that allows them, if we do drive by them, they have a second defender down there just containing the rim. It's kind of like what Igidius does for us, except they have 2 or 3 down there that can do it. And so it's, makes it difficult.
Adam, what do you tell the guys in the locker room after a loss like this?
We know we had a goal set out before the season. It was, of course, to win an MVC championship. We didn't get that done, but just so there's several areas that each individual player can improve on, starting with myself. So really just trying to take as much positive out of the season as we can. We ended the season extremely well on a 3-game win streak. So that's a positive to key on. But just overall, the level of the physicality play, we were kind of outmanned in a sense. We just got to continue to get stronger, and I feel like that over time will be able to happen, and then next year we'll see what happens.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Good job. We're going to stay here with Coach Simmons a while longer. First question is going to be on the aisle there.
Bruce Hurdle, KWCH, Wichita. Coach, can you expound a little bit on Wichita State's ability defensively, just how physical they are, not just at the back end, but all 5 guys that are very good in front of the ball, and just the challenges that gives a team just trying to get into your stuff?
Yeah, it's difficult. They're outstanding. As you saw, it's hard for us to just make passes from A to B. They contest every pass on the catch. They do a great job of pressuring. They'll play off certain guys to take things away. They're very well coached. You can get lost with how talented, but they're very well coached. And then it forces you to get out of what you're normally doing a little bit and really be in the attack mode. We drove the ball, I thought, quite a bit, but then they're so big and athletic at the rim that they challenge shots, and we didn't make the best decisions there as far as extra passes or shot fakes at the rim. But they play as hard as anybody that we've competed against, and they're as good as anybody we've played defensively.
Coach, I know you mentioned protecting the ball would be a huge key today. What's your assessment of how the team did today?
I didn't hear the last part.
What's the assessment of how the team did today?
Yeah, not good. It certainly could have been worse. I think we had 12 turnovers. They got 17 points off our turnovers, but we just weren't very sharp. And give them credit. They accelerated. We knew it. We've scouted it. We've watched tape. They did a lot of that in our home game. We got to get better. We got to get stronger. We've got to pass and catch better. Our ball handling's got to get better. We've just got to, both individually and as a team, we've got to be more aggressive against an attacking, aggressive defense like Wichita State plays. And I think we will. I think our guys learned a lot today. How could you not? And we didn't get the result that we wanted, but we certainly can move to the off season knowing areas that we have to really focus on to get better.
Left-hand side.
Coach, is it their length? Is it their depth? Is it their experience? What, if you had to go, the essence of why they are 32-0, what is it?
I mean, they're very talented, number one, but honestly, they play hard. I mean, they challenge every catch, and they guard the ball. I mean, their intensity level is outstanding. And then you add the length that they have at the rim. I think there was a question to one of the players, does it, make them pressure? I think they'd pressure that much anyway. I mean, those three guards are as good as any three guards, I think. I haven't seen every team play, but I mean, they're good. They're that good. And they get you out of your comfort zone. But I just think it's probably all the above, if you want to know the truth. I mean, I'm probably not answering your question. They're very good, very good.
Calvin May from the Associated Press in St. Louis. Coach, how good are their big men under the boards?
How good are their big men? They're good. They're good. They're very active. I mean, they got three guys that they can interchange in there. They're all big, strong, long, athletic guys, and I mean, they go every time. And the thing that makes it even more difficult is the way they run offense. A lot of times with the ball screens, you got your bigs helping on the penetration, so now it's a perimeter guy that's got to rotate and block out one of those big guys, and we just didn't do a very good job with that.
Marty, I think the Valley coaches have been real gracious all season talking about how good Wichita State is, but just like you said, a lot of them are quick to make the point it's not just talent, it's how they play. Why are coaches so quick to bring up that part of it, to point out that it's not just a physical or a talent thing about how they play?
They're well set up. I mean, they're very disciplined in everything they do. Their presses, I mean, you watch them, they're fundamentally sound. I mean, they're active with their hands, rotations. I mean, they're well schooled, they're well taught. And then you look at how they run offense. They don't beat themselves. They don't turn the basketball over. They're very disciplined on the offense. They share the basketball. I mean, they're very talented, but they share it. They make the extra passes. I mean, they do all the little things that maybe you might see a lesser talented team do. I think they do all those things. I think that's what makes them even more special.
Anything else for the head coach? All right. Thank you very much.
NCAA March Madness is coming to St. Louis. When the final buzzer sounds, only the best will advance to the NCAA 16. Experience it live. Catch second and third round action of the NCAA Men's 21st and 23rd at Scott Trade Center, hosted by the Missouri Valley Conference. Single section tickets start at $66 and are available for a limited time. Visit ncaa.com/MBV tickets and make a date with champions.